Thank you very much, and thank you to the NUJ, to the organizers, for organizing this incredibly important event. And I'm really honored to speak alongside so many extraordinary people, great journalists, courageous activists, because this is the moment where the work of journalists has to be the work of all of us, to speak truth to power. And unfortunately, in our own mainstream commercialized media in this country, that happens far too seldom. The reality is that I have previously seen journalists silenced in apartheid South Africa, where in order to try and prevent its own citizens and the rest of the world from knowing what they were doing, the apartheid South African state silenced, imprisoned, and murdered countless journalists to hide their own vile racism and brutality. Today, the apartheid state of Israel is trying to do the same thing. The reason they have targeted journalists in the way that they have is because they know that their conduct, that their racism, that their brutality is indefensible. In effect, what they are trying to do is to silence the voice of Palestinians and to silence the voices of all of those who support Palestine, who support Gaza. But even more than that, they think that they can gouge out the eyes of the world, that we will not see what they are doing every day. But we see them. We see before our eyes the state of Israel committing genocide against the people of Gaza. And the reason they are failing to hide what they are doing is because of the incredibly brave Palestinian journalists, the incredibly brave citizen journalists of Palestine, who are ensuring that every day on our screens we can see the murder of innocent women, children, and men. For my mother, who survived the Holocaust in Nazi-occupied Austria by being hidden in a coal cellar for 3.5 years, she was taught the phrase, "never again." And when she arrived in apartheid South Africa, she didn't see never again as applying only to Jewish people. She saw the majority of South Africans being treated like the Jews of Europe had been treated by the Nazis. And that's what motivated her to become an anti-apartheid campaigner. And that's what motivated me. And so let me say to you, in honor of those Palestinian journalists who have died, in honor of those Palestinians who are fighting for life every single day, let us remember the words of my former boss, Nelson Mandela, after he was released from 27 years in an apartheid jail. On his release, he said, "Our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinian people." And today, that has never been truer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I wish I was your constituent, so I gave you my vote, but I'm so sorry, don't do that.